Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. It's time once again for the Comic Collectibles with Rex preview show. That's right, every Monday night over at The Experience, me, Rex, and our good buddy John, we like to talk about comics, pop culture, and who knows what else. Could be football, could be cheesesteaks, but there's also some great comics available for sale on that show. We're having a lot of fun these last few weeks together. So Rex, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Robbie.
Heck
It's always
yeah,
great
man.
to be here.
Oh, yeah. It's always great to have you here. It's always great to join you over at The Experience. There's a link down below to that channel so you can get subbed up and you get the notifications when we go live. It's going to be Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So you don't want to miss out because the conversations have been super fun. And on this last one, we ran a little bit of a contest, right, Rex?
We did. This is our second time. So the first time we ran it with the chats on your show and then presented the gift on our Monday night show. And so we reversed it this time. So we're doing the chats from the Monday night show and we're going to announce the winner on your show.
That's right. We're about to announce the winner right now. So everybody that was involved on the Monday show that was in the chat, of course, we took Nick and John out. Okay. And
Thank God.
is it JD, right? We took him out too.
Yes.
Okay. We didn't want them to win, obviously. That'd be silly, right? But so I got the list here and we're going to randomize it. I'm going to click it once and then we'll see what name pops up, and it is Ronald Shepard.
Wow.
Look at
Ron.
that.
Big winner, Ron. All right. I'm writing that down so I have it.
And
So-
what he's getting is a Kiss Phantom Obsession #2 Jay Lee non-trade dress variant. Beautiful.
There it is. And we'll get it shipped out to Ron. And then I guess we should run the contest again today. What do you think?
Exactly. Yeah,
And
let's
we'll
do it.
reverse it back up. So now anybody that joins the chat for Robbie's show right here tonight, we will announce the winner of that contest on Monday night.
Absolutely. So keep it in mind. All you got to do is watch this video, of course, like it, share it, whatever, but comment. That's the most important thing. Comment on the video below. You'll be entered to win the contest. We'll announce that winner on Monday night's show.
And just so you know, Robbie, I didn't actually check this out with Nick, so
Okay. Well, either
It just
way.
hey, the moment grabbed me, so I said, "Hey, let's do it again." You know, it's fun too.
Well, even if Nick doesn't want to do it, we'll figure something out. Me and you will cover the cost if we need to.
We
We'll
just,
take
we
care
just
of it.
won't say anything.
Yeah, we just won't say it. They just take it from the vault.
Quiet.
Yeah, he doesn't watch these things anyway, right?
Big
Anyway,
secret. I wouldn't involve John either when he's here because he's got a big mouth. He's gonna cave under questioning. He's one of those guys. You know, you can't trust him.
you know it, right?
And John's probably gonna be watching this, so he's gonna be real offended when we see him on Monday.
Oh, that's fine. I'm really happy that Ron won that one because I hope he can convince his wife that he didn't purchase it.
You know what? What we'll do is we'll include on company letterhead that Ron did not pay for this, that he won this in a free contest. Mrs. Ron, okay?
Yes, that's awesome. All right. Well, what we're going to do now is preview a little bit of the collectibles and comics that are going to be available on this Monday show. And I looked at the list. There's some great ones. First of all, I do want to always say we got the Dynamite 10-pack reader set. It's going to be 10 randomized Dynamite comics of all different genres and characters and creators. It's a really great starter pack. It makes a great gift. It's a really cool thing. It's a $40 value, and we will have it on sale for $5. That's insane, Rex.
Well, you know, we do it for a lot of different reasons. I mean, we do it to try and grow the comic collectors market. We know that there are a lot more people that are interested in the characters and comic created characters and the source material because, you know, it's been the source material for so many movies, TV shows now. So there's a larger base that doesn't really realize where all these storylines, these backstories are coming from. So we're trying to introduce them to that. We're also obviously trying to introduce them to a lot of the independent publishers out there. You know, I bet a lot of people don't realize that Dynamite has been publishing The Boys for well over a decade, if not longer than that.
Yeah.
I don't even know the exact timeline. But it only recently obviously became a television series. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize it. They're like, wow, this is great. You know, this is wonderful. It was a comic book before, you know?
Yeah.
So we're trying to introduce people to those titles, and we're trying to do it at in such a way that it's so affordable that you're willing to take a chance. I mean, $5, you go to Starbucks and you pay $5 for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So we're trying to say, hey, here is a no risk way of finding out what it's all about. And, in the long run, hopefully grow the comic reader and collector market overall.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's a fantastic set, and that's why I always want to mention it. And I'll mention it again on my Sunday night show leading into Monday, because it is a fantastic way to get comics into people's hands that maybe wouldn't. Like, seriously, you can pick up a couple, you can give some out, you can read some for yourself, you can try some new things. Dynamite's got a wide array of characters and genres and creators that just do amazing, diverse work. And I'm really, really super pumped. Now, on the show, we always have remarks. We got CGC books. We'll have exclusive covers. We'll have signed covers. What's coming up this week, Rex?
We got a whole bunch of stuff. So it's funny you mentioned the vault. So we dug way in the vault, and we have three signed comics. Tale of the Witchblade #1 signed by Kevin Conrad. Darkchild #5, DF exclusive cover signed by Randy Queen, and Ultimate Spider-Man #62 signed by David Michelin. So the reason I bring that up is, so the Tales of the Witchblade is probably 11 years old. Darkchild #5 is 13 years old, and Ultimate Spider-Man #62 is almost 17 years old. So these really are these vault comics. I actually, when it got handed to me, it was in one of our satellite warehouses, and they said, hey, we're taking an inventory, and we found these. Are these something? And these are one-ofs that we have left over. That when you have enough of an inventory, sometimes copies of one or two that are left get lost.
Yeah.
And we love to bring that stuff to the Comic Collectibles show. So they were going through, they found these, and it was old enough where, believe it or not, I actually had to take out the bag and the board, okay, because the bag is old enough that it's no longer quite as clear.
Yeah.
As the bags get old, and replace them, and put them in new bags and boards. That's how old it is. So, we'll have those on Monday night. As always, we're going to have CGC graded books, and the CGCs we're going to bring you are going to be guaranteed 9.6 or higher. And most of the time, those graded books that we bring to you, we only have one up. So basically what we're going to try to do is bring you as many of these as we can. And the great thing about the CGCs is that it's a guaranteed grade. So you're not guessing, you're not packing your books up, sending it out to CGC to get graded. That if this is the one that you claim on our show, it's going to be that 9.8, or it's going to be that 9.6, whatever it may be.
Yeah. So
there's no guesswork involved. And obviously, I know that CGC has been working a lot harder about speeding things up. They've got a new 21,000 square foot facility I think they're moving into. They hired a whole mess of employees. So they're trying to catch up. But there's still, unfortunately, a lag time, which is true for almost every business, staffing. In terms of the grading companies, they've just been bombarded because everybody's been stuck at home for like 18 months. That collection has been sitting in your closet for 25 years. When you're stuck at home, all of a sudden you're like, you know what? Let me go through that and see what I got. And the submission rates have just gone up since the pandemic.
Yeah, there's some really great CGC ones in here. I noticed that there was a Thor #6 second printing, that like the Nick Klein variant. This is the one with the Thanos with the black glove, and that's a hot cover. I remember when that third print came out, or that second print came out, everybody snatched it up. And usually you don't see that. Usually it's the first print that people like, but they love this cover because it's that image that we're still building up to of like Thanos kind of dominating Thor. He's got like this weird death gauntlet type thing, and he's got the necro sword, and he's got the zombies behind him. It's pretty wild, man. Right.
No, exactly. And obviously Thanos, is a character, thanks to the Avengers movies, is a character that everybody knows.
Yeah.
So, when it's funny, you had mentioned the Dynamite 10-pack, because our company, and then obviously guys like Robbie, we're real fans. Okay. But as you've noticed, especially during the pandemic, but it's been happening for years now, as these movies come out, as these characters, come into the mainstream, the comics are starting to be affected as well with the fact that back issues are starting to disappear. They're starting to appreciate in value because all of a sudden all these people are aware. They may not have been comic book readers. They may still not be comic book readers, but they know who these characters are. And you're starting to see that kind of happen where the value is starting to rise and scarcity is starting to take hold because these people all of a sudden, oh, I know who Thanos is because I watch, Avengers Infinity War. So I know exactly who that is. So that comic must be worth something. So, we're trying to, I guess, do a lot of different things. When we chat with John, we're trying to give you that local comic book shop feel. I know a lot of people have not been, going out and patronizing businesses physically. I still encourage you, whether you're going out to your local comic book shop, or if you're feeling funky about that and you're having your local your LCS ship you your pull list, whatever the case may be. Definitely support your local comic book shop, because they are the ultimate in small businesses, and small businesses have been hurting certainly over this last couple of years. But I think what we're trying to do is, if you're getting your local comic book shop to pull the list and ship it to you, or doing a curbside delivery, whatever, you're missing that essential part that we all remember about going to comic book shops. And that's hanging out with people with like minds, like interests, and talking about it, whether it be, the latest movie, Venom or Black Widow or whatever, it's just a place to congregate and talk about your hobby. And I think that's been missing, and I'm happy that LCSs that are able to survive are surviving, because sales is the big thing. But I think that part of the experience is now gone, and we're hoping to recreate that experience for you. So basically, that's what we're looking at. So, always hoping for these things to happen. And you know what? I'm going to ask my Amy, and we all know Amy. She's the one that keeps us together. Hey, Amy, you there?
What's up?
Hey, can you step up a little bit? I wanted to let Amy know that I watched Black Widow yesterday.
Oh, did you?
I've been one of those guys that has been waiting on that. So Amy's a huge movie person. So wanted to let Amy know, because she's been like bugging me about watching the movie. So I am now qualified to talk about it.
Nice. Finally caught up enough to talk about Black Widow, right?
Right, exactly. So if anybody wants to talk about it, we can do so.
Yes. I guess my first question, what'd you think?
I loved it, actually.
That's
I did.
awesome.
I did. But I'm glad I didn't pay $30 to Disney Plus to watch it the first time. I'm perfectly content waiting. I'm sticking it to the man. They take enough of my money every month. I'm not giving them more.
Yeah, right. You got to do that every once. You got to draw that line in the sand, right?
No, exactly. So, but beyond that, we have remarked books. You and I talk about this all the time. A bunch of Ken Hazer remarked books. Oh, yeah. Remarks are that new. I don't want to say new collectible, but it is a segment of the comic collecting world that is probably the most recent, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's grown some, because your original remarks were really just a line sketch of some type. But we'll bring you stuff from Ken Hazer, who, and I'm a big fan, Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
So Ken Hazer, who does full color remarks, and to the point where, those blank variant covers that sometimes come out, we almost always send them to Ken because of the incredible work that he does.
Yeah, I wasn't super familiar with his work until I started doing this show with y'all. And, every week we got some of his work, and it just keeps getting better and better. This one, we got this like Amazing Spider-Man #1, and it's got a Spider-Man and Electro, like full color right there, back to back. It looks freaking amazing, yo.
It is, isn't it? The work that he does is just amazing. And we've seen him do it with a completely different kind of disciplines or styles. He can do Disney. He can do one of my favorites is he did one on a black variant cover in silver paint pen. It was Aliens. Oh, wow. And it's just, two color was the silver and the black. And anybody who's not familiar with a silver paint pen or gold paint pen kind of medium, it's so difficult to get it not to kind of smear and smudge. I can't even sign my name with those things without smudging it. And the fact that he can do a complete sketch with it is always amazing to me.
Yeah, we just actually the PCP crew sent some stuff, and we'd signed them in silver and gold and whatnot. And it's those pens, they don't hold up so well. It's just hard to get that to look really sharp. Yeah,
and if you don't use a new one, they tend to glob a little bit inside the pen. Yeah. So that causes, like a thick glob to get, to kind of drop on whatever you're writing on. And Ken is just amazing. I mean, I've seen his Uncle Scrooge, so he can do it in the Disney style, and I think that one was done in old gold paint pen. It's just amazing the range that the man has.
There's also a Back to the Future #1 Dynamic Forces exclusive that's signed by him. So he actually did the cover art on that, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And Back to the Future. Well, I'm a bit older than you are, so that when that movie came out, that was the it movie.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite movies growing up, and my first favorite song ever was "Power of Love" by Huey Lewis and the News.
Oh yes.
That one and Ghostbusters.
My favorite scene was always at the end of the first movie when he's on stage playing the guitar and starting to disappear.
Oh yeah.
And he's doing, he's playing Chuck Berry and that to me is always, and then what they did in the second and third movies I thought was good.
I really like 2 and 3. Like a lot of people don't, they throw shade on 3, but I actually like 2 and 3. I think it's really cool. I remember the animated series. I have the Blu-ray set that has the animated series with it.
Right.
I still have some of the Happy Meal toys from that animated series. Back to the Future is great. And the end of that first one, when he's like, after he's done with the song, he's like, well, y'all may not get it, but your kids are going to love it. I love it. And he's like, everybody's like, what's he doing? That was such a cool scene. And yeah, in the second one, they go back like timey-wimey, wild, cool stuff.
I mean, it's just, it really, I think that it was a movie that kind of shaped culture at that time in a very real way. How many people have been trying to make those hoverboards? Okay.
Who doesn't want a hoverboard?
Exactly right. So there's so many things that I don't know. So many elements of that movie came out and became a permanent part of Americana culture. Which I think is interesting. The DeLorean, the flux capacitor. The guys in our warehouse have somebody drew an actual flux capacitor and taped it to the wall.
That's nice. And the soundtrack, the dun 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 dun. I love some Back to the Future. I feel like we're gonna have some more Back to the Future talk probably on Monday night when we bring this up. And that's another thing I love about the Monday show is that we have some wild, fun conversations, and sometimes we realize, oh crap, it's almost time for a break. We haven't really talked about too many of the books. I was surprised that we got through all those books this last Monday. And I know. We did that whole offer bit. Are we doing more of that? Because that was really, really fun.
I'm glad you brought that up. So we are definitely doing the offer thing. So something that changed starting last week with Robbie, and I kind of surprised both Robbie and John. I didn't tell anybody we were doing this. So to kind of mix things up, and because the main purpose, again, of the show is, sure, we want to sell some comics and we want to bring comics at a good price to the viewers. But really, it's to recreate that conversation, that interaction that you have, at a local comic shop or even a con, where you're on the convention room floor, you're looking at, different vendors' stuff, and you run into somebody who, has a similar title or character that you're both interested in, and you start chatting away about it. That's what we're trying to recreate. So a lot of times the talking and discussing about whether it be Back to the Future or Black Widow or What If, or it's to recreate that. So that's what we're trying to do. And the addition of you, Robbie, has only made it more fun. A conversation with 2 is always fun, but with 3, it's more fun. Again, trying to recreate that environment.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a lot of fun chatting with y'all. And then when we get the chat themselves involved, that's fun. And to have, when we were doing the offer thing and you had people kind of like going back and forth, and even PCP's own Hammer Time Holeshoe snatched up the Grendel Shadow #1 signed by Matt Wagner. When I saw that coming up and that it was going to be one of those things, I messaged him. I was like, bro, you got to get back because they're doing a Grendel Shadow signed. And he sniped in. He swiped in right at the last second.
I know. I saw that. I mean, and it's all in good fun. It's to give everybody an opportunity to get something at a ridiculous price. I mean, when we put it out there, if the high offer at the end of the night is $1, then it's $1. But it keeps people engaged. It gives everybody an opportunity to get something that's very affordable, because I know we may have some viewers out there that it's been a tough time for everybody over the last 2 years. You may not be able to get a John Romita Sr. autograph signed book, but we want to make sure that if you're a comic fan, you're a collector, if you're enjoying the show, that we have something for you. So we're going to keep running these contests. We might in the future do, if you buy tonight, we'll give you a free promo card, or which we've done before. And then certainly these offer items starting at $1, best offer, takes it.
That's awesome. I love the mix and the variety of everything. Not only do we have a variety of things available, we have a variety of ways to go about it. And I think that's super, super fun.
And our end goal is always to, give you a taste, get you started. And then, we encourage you to continue if you're passionate and you develop a love for this hobby, we're encouraging you to go to your local comic book shop, put together a pull list and join us, be one of the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget, the contest is going on right now. So comment on the video below and then join us on Monday. We'll announce the winner, and it's going to be a slam bang prize, probably another premium edition of a comic book, right?
I will guarantee it will be a premium comic with a value of suggested retail value of $50 or higher.
Nice. What else we got coming up for this
So
Monday
let me see.
show?
We talked about the remarks. We've got, Alex Ross. I'm a huge fan. So we have a Spider-Woman #1 with a DF exclusive cover signed by Alex Ross.
Yeah.
And he's a tough signature to get anymore.
Yeah, so it's an exclusive cover, and it's the signature, and it's Spider-Woman. It's a pretty saucy cover. I really like it.
Exactly. And Alex Ross, and we've talked about this before as well, he's one of those creators, and no disrespect to any other creators, but he's one of those creators that certainly separated himself from the pack, if you will, just by the nature of the lifelike kind of characters that he draws. I mean, first time I saw his work, I think it was Superman, and I'm sitting there looking, is that a picture? Is that a piece of art? What is that? It's just amazing. And he does that with everything, $6 Million Man, whatever the case may be. Everything looks so real, so lifelike.
Yeah, we also got some signed books we can see. We got a Superman #1 signed by Brian Michael Bendis. We've got a Rorschach #1 signed by Tom King. Speaking of Tom King, we have Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow #1 signed by Tom King. And that's been a book that at first I was a little bit iffy on it, but as it's progressed, it's basically True Grit with Supergirl in space. And I'm really enjoying it. Most of us are. So that's a really cool buy.
No, absolutely. And let's see. And we've got a bunch of high-end limited edition non-trade dress covers like Solar Man of the Atom by Jonathan Lau. Let's see. Shadow Midnight in Moscow by Howard Chaykin. Just to name, a few. And we'll always have those. Jenny Frison, Red Sonja, Blood Red Ultra Limited Edition cover. So, we'll always have, and we'll have some vintage books as well. So we always try to cover the gambit. Ultra limited edition variant covers, non-trade dress covers, CGC graded slab books, signed books, kind of covering the whole range, giving everybody kind of a sampling. Remarks. It all depends on what you collect. So we have some viewers, Ron, I know, is a huge, who won the contest, is a huge remark collector. And ironically enough, by his own admission, he doesn't actually read comics. We're working on that, and you can help us, Robbie, on Monday, work on that a little bit to get him to read it. But he's a huge collector of remarks of rare back issues. He is a collector through and through. But it's interesting. We've got all kinds of people that join us, during our shows, and that's the magic of it. It really is.
Yeah, so I encourage you out there, PCP Army, join us for that magic, for that fun on Monday night over at The Experience. Link in the description below. It's going to start at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Show runs for 2 hours. Great conversation, great deals. Some will be best offers. Some will be claims. There's going to be high-end stuff, low-end stuff. Nothing here is low-end, let's be honest, okay? We're just talking about the price. We got that Dynamite 10-pack for only $5. Great stuff for any entry level or any level of collector. Whether you want to buy the really nice exclusive stuff or if you want to get the 10-pack as gifts and things like that, there's always a wonderful variety and great conversation. I encourage you to join us and also comment on this video below, and you're going to be entered to win a premium comic book with a suggested retail value of at least $50 from Dynamite. This was such a cool preview. Great conversation. I'm ready to continue the conversation Monday about Back to the Future, Black Widow and all that stuff and more. And who knows what's going to come up because
And we have a
10
full
minutes.
weekend of football too. So
I know we got all
that
this
could come
football.
up.
And usually we start talking about food within the first 10 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
I generally don't eat dinner before the show, so that's why the topic of food always seems to come up. And John is originally from the food business, so that's a double whammy right there.
Yeah, super fun show. We hope to see you there. Rex, thanks for joining us today again for the preview show.
Always great to be here, Robbie.
All right, y'all. We'll catch you. Station.